problem here. So these are your ACE problems from pages 103, right? Beginning on page 103. So Haley, what'd you do for number 4? What's the correct percent?
The correct percent is B.
So raise your hand if you agree with Haley. She got B. Okay, Haley, tell me how you did it.
I got C.
Okay.
Yeah, so did I.
I thought you just said B. Say, raise your hand if you agree with C. Okay, tell me how you did it. Lots of people agree with you.
Oh, wait.
So you have 14 out of 20 points.
So 14 out of 20 is you do. I have to go back.
Is it a part to whole comparison or a part to part comparison?
When you be part to part.
Part to part would be right to wrong. This is right to total.
So it's part to whole.
It's part to whole, right? And that's how your tests come back in this class, right? There's usually a fraction.
Yeah.
And then a percent.
If you do 14
Yeah.
100, that's better.
No, I don't think you probably did. You want the bottom to be 100.
Oh, sorry. 14 times, not 14, 20 times.
Count by 20s.
Oh, 5.
20 times 5 gives you that 100, and we want 100 because percent means compared to 100. And so 14 times 5,
That is, hold on.
that's your 70.
Yeah.
So since we have 70 over 100 now, our answer is 70%. Does that make sense? Connor, you want to tell me how you did the next one? So number 6, it says, what fraction of the cats are female? So you have to look at this chart here, right? And how did you approach that?
Well, first I looked at all the weights of the kittens and the adult cats.
Right, so you looked at the titles.
Yeah.
And then you took all the weights, and then how did you know which ones to use?
The total weights on the bottom.
So you really used the total weights on the, oops, that's not a highlighter. The total weights on the bottom, and what did you do with those?
I added.
Right, so that represents, like right here, this is 10 different, there's 10 kittens. 8 of them are between 0 and 5.9 pounds. 2 of them are between 11 and 15.9 pounds. So altogether, there's 10 kittens that are boys, right?
Yeah.
So if you add the whole bottom row, you get all the kittens, the boys, and the girl kittens, and all the adults, the males and the females, right? So when you added all those numbers up, 10 plus 36 plus 7 plus 47, what'd you get?
Well, I added the female weights.
Oh. And because you're doing just,
The females.
so you're not, yes, you're just doing part A, and I'm already jumping on to the next part. So 7 plus 47,
That's 54.
that's 54. I was thinking about the percent question already. And so to do 6 part A, you use that 54 how? Or do you want to did you do something else next? So you got 54, that's all the female cats.
Yeah.
What fraction, so when it's asking, it's what fraction of the cats are female, so this is the whole. That's what fraction of all the cats are female. So you know that there's 54 female cats.
Yeah.
So we know we have 54, but we're comparing that out of all of the cats.
54 out of
What do we have to do next?
Add all the bottom weights
Yeah.
together.
And I thought that's what you were doing first, but you don't have to do it first. I just was accidentally misunderstanding your process. So you want to do 10 plus 36. How about we get the male cats?
Yeah.
That's
46.
46. So 54 plus 46. So these are the females, these are the males. All together we have
100.
100 total, right?
Yeah. So it's
So-
54 out of 100.
Can you reduce that?
Yes.
What goes into both of them?
2.
2. Good. So 50 and
And
half of 50 is,
half of 50 is 25.
and half of 4 is,
2.
so 25 plus 2 is
22.
25 plus 2 though.
Oh, 27.
27, right. All right, so that's part A. So what fraction of the cats are male? Isabella, what'd you get? For part B? Okay, well, let's do it. So how could you get that one?
You add up all the bottom ones for the male.
And we did that. The bottom
That's 100.
is the 100 from Connor, right? And then how many males are there? 46 males, so 46 out of 100. So reduce that. 50, 23. Good. Okay, so for part C, Peter, yeah, you're going to write each fraction. So we're going to take the 23/50ths as a decimal and a percent.
So it's like the 46.
It is because 23/50ths is actually 46/100ths, right? So it's as a decimal 46/100ths, and as a percent
It'd be 46%.
46%. Okay, right. And how about for the female cats? The 27/50ths as a decimal is, the decimal for 27/50ths. Here's where we got that information. So your decimals are in, think compared to 100. So what's 27/50ths if I look at it in terms of over 100? So if you look at 27/50ths, how many hundredths is it? No, so like, so if I want to look at 27/50ths, I would have to multiply 50 by 2 to get 100, right? And double 27, I get 54. So to write a decimal, you want to have it compared to 100, like the percent. Can you tell what decimal that would be? Yeah, it'd be 54 hundredths. And what's the percent? 54%. Good. Got it. Okay. So the point of that problem is, can you first read the chart, right? There's a lot of reading in there. But the next one, there's even more reading. So Echo, when you look at the next one, what part of the chart on number 12 am I really using? It says, what percent of cats are female and weigh between 6 and 15.9 pounds? Whoops. Do you guys agree, the adults? We're only looking at the adults?
Because there's no kittens in the 11 and 15.9 house. There's no kittens there. So it's really only
Okay, I see what you're thinking. So when you look at this, you're kind of zooming in here, it sounds like to me, right, to start with? But not this whole section, right?
no, just to 11 and 15.9.
Just Oh, I just have the wrong, from here to here, right?
He's only looking at 11 and 15. Because it asks.
Well, there's two things. It says between 6 and 15.9. So I have to look at both rows. What else do I have to look at? So this is part of it. There's another key part. Do you know what it is, Jasmine? Pardon me? The 31 and 10, because we're only looking for the females, right? So we're zeroing in here. Where's the common numbers? Yeah. Yeah, it's just right here. Those are the females that are between 6 and 15.9. And Echo's right. It turns out they're all adults. So those are the two numbers we're using. So what is, in total, Allie, how many cats are we looking at there?
We're looking at the 47 adult cats.
Well, we're actually looking for females that are between 6 and 15. We'd be looking at the 41, right? So 41 out of all of the cats. And how many cats are there altogether? 100, right? So what's the percent, Sean? It's 41%. Does that make sense? I don't think we're going to get to that hard number 2 until tomorrow. Because I'd like you guys to take a look at maybe, we've done a lot of comparing on other days. We haven't really done one like 34. Do you guys see 34? This is the fraction 1/3 if you can. And this is the fraction 2/3. And you're supposed to find what's halfway between. Sebby, what'd you do?
Well, I already know that the question mark is in half of 1/3 and 2/3. So I know that technically double 3/3 or 1/3 is 6 2/6.
He wrote an equivalent fraction. You didn't really double, but I know what you mean. You wrote an equivalent. That's a great strategy. That's 2/6. And this is what?
4/6.
Raise your hand if you see that. Those are all the same, right? So how come that helps you?
Because I learned this in one of my, in a homework problem with my mom's.
Uh-huh.
And so, since middle one for me would be 31 and a half, it would also equal 31 3/6.
31. I see the
Oh,
3.
I mean 1/3. Sorry, 1/3. 1/3 and 3/6.
Well, I wonder. I think I agree with you. Halfway between 2/6 and 4/6 is 3/6,
Yeah.
right? So what is that reduced to? It doesn't reduce to 1/3. What's it reduced to?
If you divide by 3, it would be 1 and a half.
One half, not 1.5. 1/2.
Okay,
It is, but I would say practice reducing. So here's a question for you, Wyatt. Halfway between those two.
That would be, I guess, that would be 4/12.
Huh. So this is 4/12 here, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You have the right idea though, right?
No, wait, 5/12.
Because this is 4/12, right? I could change two. And this is 6/12. Do you guys see what he's doing?
Sorry. My brain, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to.
Who doesn't see how to do that so I can try to explain it? Okay, so if I can't find something between two numbers, let me just bring in one other number line real quick. Like, if I want to find something, I guess we'll have to do this tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow because you guys have 7 now.
Is that